Hello, my lovable friends. I hope you are doing great. In today's video, we're going to talk about homeschooling, the advantages, disadvantages, and everything that you need to be prepared so that if by any chance this is your question on the day of test, you've got plenty of ideas and phrases ready to be used in your IELTS writing or even your speaking test. Without further ado, let's get started. Just a quick question. Have you subscribed to the channel? Please do, because it will just really motivate me to provide you with better content and more frequent ones. Thank you in advance. So, advantages of homeschooling. So, after the pandemic and the coronavirus, I think a lot of people just started doing that. So, let's see what the positives and what the negatives are. Some parents decide to educate their children at home, obviously. Some families live in isolated areas with poor transport. So, not everybody lives in the city center or some areas which are very easy to commute. Some people really are located in deserted places. So, homeschooling in that sense can really be beneficial. Other parents are not satisfied with local schools. There are a lot of parents who grow, um, let's say, disagreement with the method of education and generally educational system. And that's why they choose homeschooling. Parents can respond to what their children need and how they learn best because they know their children. They know their personality traits, their needs, and their desires, and what can be great to be taught to them based on their location, their norms, and of course, their beliefs. One to one lessons allow much faster progress. So it's like a private class. The child can work at his or her own pace. There is no competition. There is no feeling of being behind the curriculum or other classmates. Discipline problems are avoided by homeschooling. So, this is the best method from many people's point of view to teach children discipline. So, moving on to the next part, in which we're gonna cover some disadvantages of homeschooling. Most parents do not have the time to educate their children at home. Exactly, because most parents nowadays just work. In the past, mothers used to be at home and to just be responsible for household chores and bearing and rearing children. But nowadays, in the majority of countries and places, this has changed, and both parents need to work. One parent would need to give up work, yeah, so in order to take up the role of being a teacher. School subjects are normally taught by up to 10 different teachers. And that means one parent cannot really replace those many teachers who are well educated and well rounded about the topic. Most parents do not have the necessary knowledge or resources. So the fact that you've got your bachelor's degree in a specific subject or master's or even a doctorate does not necessarily qualify you to be a teacher. Private tutors are expensive, and even though you want to opt for a private tutor, you need to have a lot of money. Children will miss out on the social experience that school offers. So, sending students to schools is just not about academic pursuit, but it is mostly about the relationship that is built up upon the participation in classes between classmates, friends, teachers, and other members of school. At school, children learn how to get on with each other, to get on or get well. So you can say that how to compromise, how to build up a good relationship, how to increase their tolerance. These are different kinds of interpersonal skills that children definitely need to learn in order to be well prepared for being a member in society later on. Homeschool children may lack social skills because they have not been into a smaller society. Schools offer a better overall educational experience. So, generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, everybody can agree on that. So, of course, there might be some specific occasions or circumstances in which parents really do a great job, or those parents who are definitely loaded and rich and can hire the best teachers and tutors to come to their places and teach their beloved children. For the majority of people, it is not the case. So, moving on to the next topic, we're going to talk about bad behaviors in schools and the reasons why some children become aggressive or they show some sort of, let's say, bad behavior. Bad behavior is due to a lack of structure and discipline. There are too many children in some classes. Because of the number of children that is too high, sometimes some sorts of problems can occur. Large classes are difficult to manage. Many disruptive students come from an unstable family background. So, this is something which is rooted from the psychology and the family background. If children see some sort of disagreement, very, let's say, severe ones, or they are coming from broken families, definitely they might show some, let's say, signs of violence. Other parents are too lenient and spoil their children. So lenient. Lenient means they are very actually soft. They are very flexible. They're too much emotion involved in their relationship with their children. As a result, they spoil their children, meaning that if they want something or if they want to do something, parents have never told them no, and if they say no, the children have learned their way out to satisfy and convince their parent to listen to their uh, requests. And some children are used to getting whatever they want. Schools can do very little if they are not supported by parents. This is a very important point because we cannot say that everything is teachable at schools. Parents need to cooperate with schools in order to make the power really strong and effective. So, what are the solutions? Bad behavior in school solutions. Schools need a clear code of conduct. So there should be different kinds of punishment and ways in order to teach children that the consequence would be bad if they act in a miserable way or if they behave violently. Schools need a clear set of rules about behavior. So we need to set rules firstly so that we can ask the children and the people involved to obey and respect the rules. They need to create a positive working atmosphere. So the place in which students and of course teachers try to work and learn and teach should be very relaxing and peaceful so that that kind of negative attitude and mindset does not grow. Teachers must have the power to punish disruptive students. So there should be some sorts of ways and techniques to tell the difference between a good student showing good behavior and a, let's say, disruptive student showing and reacting poorly. Schools should remove difficult children from lessons. Sometimes students are asked to leave the class or even school in order to learn their lesson. Schools need to work closely with parents. So, as we said previously, parents and schools need to really cooperate in order to get the most of that opportunity. Discipline could be lacking at home because at school they learn a lot of things, but when they come back at home, they see those rules are not being practiced. Parents must support the school rules. They should take responsibility for their children's behavior. So they cannot say that, oh, I don't know why my son, my daughter is showing that kind of reaction or that sort of behavior. They need to be accountable for their child. Okay, so let's move to the next topic, during which we're going to talk about corporal punishment and the opinions about that. Corporal punishment is not a good idea. Physical punishment is a way of controlling children using fear. Of course, this sort of punishment, corporal and physical punishment, is a very controversial topic and a hot topic. I personally do not agree with that, and I know that probably the majority of parents do not like the idea. Maybe it was a very good and common way in the past, but not anymore, because the majority of psychologists and those experts in the field say that it is not a good idea and it has a lot of side effects and consequences on the child, especially later on when they become adults. So I personally do not agree with that, but these are just the ideas to make you prepared to write about and talk about this topic or other topics which are related to this one. This does not promote trust between adults and children. So, if children are constantly afraid of their parents or their teachers, the trust would be destroyed. Children who are punished physically may become shy or resentful. Exactly. So, maybe they lose their confidence and self esteem, or they just have that kind of hatred towards other people, especially those people who have punished them. Corporal punishment creates an atmosphere of fear and anger because they cannot think of any other thing. They cannot express their idea. So it can be really, really a toxic environment. Okay, everybody. I hope that you've learned a lot of good ideas about this topic, new vocabulary, or even a kind of review over the things that you've already known about this topic. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like the video if you like it, of course. And we will continue about this topic in the next upcoming video. Thank you so much. Have a great day and take care.